Imagine working 40, 50, even 60 hours a week, only to find out you've been getting cheated. No overtime, no paid breaks, no severance when they let you go. And here's the kicker. You think it's legal, because your boss, HR, and upper management, they've built a system that makes it feel normal. But what if I told you, there are laws in place that were made to protect you, laws your employer is banking on you never discovering. Today we're pulling back the curtain on some of the most ignored, buried, and manipulated labor laws in North America, and trust me, once you know this, you'll never see your job the same way again. Here's a fact that should piss you off. Wage theft steals more money than every store robbery in the United States combined. But it doesn't happen at gunpoint, it happens in your paycheck. There's a law called the Wage Theft Prevention Act, passed in states like New York, California, and others, requiring employers to give you a written notice of your wages, your job classification, your pay schedule, and whether you're hourly, salaried, or commission. But guess what? Tons of employers never provide it. And why would they? If you don't know what you're supposed to be paid, they can slowly chip away at your earnings without you ever noticing. They might misclassify you as an independent contractor, claim you're exempt from overtime, or change your job title to dodge legal thresholds. Translation: you work more, you get paid less, and it's not an accident. You've probably heard it before. Yeah, we're too busy for breaks today, just eat when you can. Or worse, your lunch isn't paid, so take it before or after your shift. That's not just shady, it might be illegal. In many states and provinces, you're legally entitled to a paid break after a certain number of hours, often after 5. You also get an unpaid meal break for longer shifts, and rest periods that aren't optional. But you know, bosses get sneaky. They'll schedule 4.9-hour shifts so they don't owe you a break. Or they'll say, you can take a break if you want, but then punish you with more work for doing it. And if you're working through that break, even voluntarily, that's compensable time. You're owed money, back pay, possibly thousands, but if you never ask, they'll never pay. Ever felt like you're being pushed out? Less hours, more stress, unreachable goals, shady schedule changes? This isn't just bad management. It could be constructive dismissal. Constructive dismissal means your work environment has become so unbearable that any reasonable person would resign, but legally that's the same as being fired. So, why do employers do it? Well, if they fire you, they owe severance, vacation payout, and there could even be possible wrongful termination claims. But if you quit, they owe nothing. Unless you know this law, make sure you document every incident, screenshot those shady messages, and save your schedules, because you might actually be able to sue for severance, lost wages, and more. You're on salary, so you're not eligible for overtime. That's honestly one of the most common lies you'll hear in the workplace. But here's the truth. Being salaried doesn't automatically make you exempt from overtime laws. What really matters are your job duties, not just your pay structure. Unless you're in a truly managerial or exempt role as defined by law, you're probably still entitled to overtime. But here's what a lot of employers do. They slap a manager title on your role without giving you any real authority, or they give you a salary just a bit above the legal minimum so they can classify you as exempt, and then they expect you to work 50-plus-hour weeks while only paying you for 40. Millions of workers are losing thousands of dollars every year. And honestly, most don't even realize they're owed back pay. There are actually tons of lesser-known protections that could, literally, get you money back. For example, equal pay laws mean you can request salary transparency to check for gender or racial pay gaps. Predictive scheduling laws. Well, in some cities, employers have to give advance notice for shift changes or pay you extra. There's also reporting time pay. If you show up and get sent home early, they might owe you a full shift's pay. And if they fire you for speaking up about any of this, that's unlawful retaliation, and you might just win a lawsuit. But most workers don't know about these rights, because no one tells them. Because honestly, they're told to be grateful to have a job. So now you know, they're not just doing what they can, they're counting on your silence. But when you know your rights, you really do change the game. Please, share this with someone who works in retail, or fast food, healthcare, tech, anywhere really, because no matter the industry, this stuff happens every single day. And if your boss doesn't want you to know these laws, you should definitely be asking, what else are they hiding? If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more.